if gamers diverted their energies from detecting woke to defending queer and adult creators from actual puritanical moral crusades, we would accelerate swiftly into a better world.
No thanks, I'm good.
What's up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the Chud Champion Dr. Disaster, and there are plenty of reasons to be nervous about CD Projekt Red and The Witcher 4, not the least of which being that ruining the original character of Ciri and turning her into essentially a Geralt clone by turning her into a Witcher, that is insufferable.
Makes me sick!
Never mind how, in the original trailer they made for The Witcher 4, never mind how they made Ciri look to a lot of us like they had altered the basic structure of her face so that her cheekbones were misshapen and more manly. Never mind that whole discussion, Ciri being a Witcher in the first place is simply asinine for a whole lot of lore-breaking reasons, and for the fact that she was uniquely powerful already in the Witcher universe, meaning that undergoing the trial of grasses and becoming the first female Witcher is actually an erasure of a unique female character that I enjoyed in The Witcher 3. When I look at the Ciri we are presented with in this game, all I can think is,
who bothered to spawn you, and why?
But when you combine all of the elements of the game that we have seen thus far, along with the recent hiring patterns of CD Projekt Red, well, you certainly can't be blamed for doubting the direction of the company and their upcoming game. As an example, they hired this former game journalist last year who has posted shit like this all over his social media, making it clear that he despises gamers. In this particular tweet, he wrote @gamers and then posted a meme saying, "I am once again asking for you to stop being toxic little weirdos."
Charming.
Yeah, that dude was hired to be their lore designer, but CDPR just made a new hire, which shows that they haven't changed gears or anything like that. A lot of companies these days have been trying to avoid being blatantly woke and anti-gamer, but I get the sense that CDPR believes they are too big to fail and they are unwilling to change directions. And who knows, maybe they're right, maybe they are too big to fail. A lot of people will buy The Witcher 4 no matter what, but this person here is the new senior community manager at the company. Whenever they put out shit like this during Pride Month or post something like this, going all progressive shit lib on their social media, you can blame it on people like this, who can't stop talking about LGBT and queer shit as if people do or even should give a rat's ass about it. Frankly, when it comes to this sort of drivel, most of us just want you to
Shut the f*** up!
Alright, me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've had a lot of people tell me that they have been unwillingly unsubscribed to the channel. Almost every day, I hear from someone who says they didn't believe me when I talked about this phenomenon, but then they noticed that they themselves were unsubbed from the channel. I don't know why it happens, but I hear it a lot, so check into that and hit the notification bell while you're at it. But in any event, let's dig into this new hire at CD Projekt Red. Alright, so here is the X-profile of Na-Rai Lee, the new senior community manager for CDPR, and I would like to shout out Smash JT for compiling all of this information over on X, where, as you can see here, he has already been blocked by this person. But anyhow, if you look at her profile, she's got one of those happy little rainbows on there, and she has her pronouns listed, and from now on, I'm just gonna thank these dolts for doing doing that because clearly they understand that they're ugly trolls and that there might have been some sort of confusion otherwise. But anyhow, here is this person announcing that she just started her gig at the company as a senior community manager. But now let's look at all the insane stuff that this insufferable activist has posted, which shows you precisely where her priorities lie. She wrote here in response to a post by Alyssa Mercanti where she attempts to play a victim because she claims there were people being mean to her on Twitch, but this new community manager wrote,
"Women not taken seriously by authorities, met with disbelief, needing to be persistent to be heard, being a global language, no matter the severe situation, the rage of it is indescribable. This onus always being on women to have to jump through hurdles for a shred of help, empathy, and justice."
Yeah, as if women are the only ones who ever receive mean messages on the internet. I hear mean shit directed at me all the time from people who disagree with me. Hell, I've even had people threaten to outright cause harm to me and my family, but I never talk about it, I never mention it, because I understand that people say stupid shit on the internet that is simply a consequence of this gig. Women are not special in this way at all, but the victim posturing, that sure is. Meanwhile, acting as if Twitch is uniquely unsafe for women is especially funny right now, ever since that story has gone around where female Twitch streamers blatantly sexually assaulted a man and received, what was it, a 1-day ban for their efforts? I have no shits to give whatsoever when these same people cry their tears over people being mean to them on the internet. Anyhow, here she is, writing in response to someone talking about that story from this past summer where the credit card companies have been found to be banning adult material in games. She posted,
"Queers, sex-positive members of the community, and anyone pushed to the fringes of the mainstream media have always been labeled as antagonists, excuses for puritanical fanatics to brand women, gays, trans, and theys as phantom dangers as they've always done."
And do you want to know the irony of this? The people that she and her ilk would label as chuds, the people that she fundamentally disagrees with, most of us have been pushing back against this sort of shit affecting any games at all. We don't want any censorship. Whether it's gay, straight, or whatever, we don't want any censorship. Meanwhile, look at her language and the language of the post that she reposted. The only problem that she has with the censorship situation is that she and her progressive shitlib cabal are catching strays, which is the terminology used in that original post at the bottom. This person does not mind that material made for straight people is banned. Hell, based on the language, I get the sense that she agrees with it. She probably thinks it's a good idea that we're doing what we can not to placate the male gaze. But anyhow, here she is reposting a list of almost 100 games with trans characters in it or trans developers who worked on it, as if this is still 2020 and people still give a shit about that sort of thing. And then here she reposted this message on Blue Sky.
"If gamers diverted their energies from detecting woke to defending queer and adult creators from actual puritanical moral crusades, we would accelerate swiftly into a better world."
But you get the idea. That is the sort of person that CD Projekt Red is bringing on to communicate their thoughts to the gamers out there. And there has been a pattern of this sort of thing for a while now at the company. I showed you this post earlier, which is one of a bunch from the lore designer of The Witcher 4 named Kian Mar. That dude is a former game journalist who worked at The Gamer, which a lot of you know by now is probably my least favorite gaming outlet in the world. You can see how this turd would fit right in with the culture over there at that outlet. He is an utterly insufferable shitlib who loves talking about his white male privilege. Here he is talking about how he wants to punch gamers. Isn't that just lovely? Having a guy like this as the person in charge of lore for The Witcher 4 makes me pretty wary of where they're going with this game. And here is the same guy defending the Netflix Witcher show, saying that the people working on that show respect the lore and love the OG content from the books. Well, just look at the scores of this new season of The Witcher show over on Rotten Tomatoes, or check out any review aggregator site at all, and it is obvious that this guy's opinions on the matter are completely out of sync with what most everyone else believes about this show. But then, here is another hire by CDPR fairly recently that really makes you wonder what the hell is going on. Mary Kenny is a senior writer for The Witcher now, and prior to that, she worked at Insomniac on their Wolverine game, and she is known for having defended working with Sweet Baby Inc. on that game, and for talking incessantly about how we need LGBT representation in games. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sensing a pattern. Meanwhile, a lot of the big developers that worked on The Witcher 3 and made it into what we love so much are now working at the new studio Rebel Wolves, where they put together The Blood of Dawnwalker, that vampire game which has become probably my most anticipated release of 2026. A lot of the most important talent, including the directors of The Witcher 3, are no longer at CDPR, and it has been hollowed out, and they have replaced these sorts of people, these good, talented people, with the sort of people that we've talked about in this video. So, you can forgive me if I am at least a tad bit concerned that The Witcher 4 is going to suck shit through a straw. But I'm going to leave it there. What do you think of the direction of CDPR? Drop your thoughts into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.